stop letting your emotions hijack your leadership. Your emotional intelligence is really going to make or break your ability to lead in high stress situations. And women who have high EQ, which is the other word for emotional intelligence, or the things that likes to go by when people are talking about it, is an EQ, will become mature and respected leaders faster than those who don't. So if we've never met before, I'm Raychel Perman, a certified life and leadership coach, and I'm the co-founder of Rayma Team, LLC, and that is a life and leadership coaching company for women. And we are passionate about equipping women to be mature, respected leaders with this emotional strength and resilience. So let's talk a little bit about what emotional intelligence is and why it matters. So definition-wise, it's defined as the ability to understand and manage your own emotions. Okay, pretty simple. As well as recognize and influence the emotions of others around you. So the term was first coined in 1990, and it was developed or researched by John Mayer and Peter Salovey, and was later popularized about a decade ago by a psychologist named Daniel Goleman. And emotional intelligence ever since has been a really popular term to kind of describe the leadership skills that are not necessarily hard skills. So talking more about the soft skills, like handling your emotions. And the problem with emotional intelligence is that if we are not emotionally aware of our own feelings, of our own emotions, we will not be good at handling or recognizing or dealing with other people's emotions. So here's the thing. There was a survey done by careerbuilders.com, and it said that 71% of employers value EQ over IQ, reporting that employees with high emotional intelligence are more likely to stay calm under pressure, to resolve conflict effectively, and to respond to other coworkers with empathy. Isn't that amazing? 71% would rather have somebody who has an emotionally high intelligence, an EQ, over somebody who is necessarily book smart, an IQ. What it also isn't saying there is that probably they would rather have somebody with a high emotional intelligence over somebody who has maybe some of the actual hard skills of the job, because those are sometimes easier to teach than emotional intelligence. So if your emotional intelligence is low, if your EQ is low, it's going to hijack your leadership. Whether you are an employee, whether you are a business owner, no matter actually where you're at, if you have leadership somewhere, whether you are a parent, or you are leading a boardroom, or you have your own business, your emotions are going to hijack your leadership if you do not understand what your body is trying to tell you. You will miss important clues, because your body is always telling you when you are feeling under stress, when you are at the point of a breakdown, of burnout. If you don't have that high emotional intelligence, you're going to overreact to situations because you can't handle frustration and fear or the unknown or anybody else's frustration or fear properly. You could even hurt team members, customers, family members, because you don't understand how stress and overwhelm affect your tone of voice, affect your body language, affect how you react. This is all a part of emotional intelligence. So the first thing that you need to do, and the only thing you need to do right now, is to take a step to increase your self-awareness. The entire idea of emotional intelligence has to do with first understanding your own emotions and then understanding the people around you. You can't do it backwards. You have to start with yourself first. And self-awareness is bigger than just knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. even bigger than understanding maybe your personality or the way that you communicate. It's the ability to recognize your own emotions, like put a word to what it is you are feeling and how they affect you, and what your behavior and your attitudes are like when you are under feeling that specific emotion. And that is the good emotions, quote unquote, because no emotion is good or necessarily bad, but the ones we put in the categories of good and the ones we put in the categories of bad. We need to know both. We need to know how we react to things. And the reason we need to is because we tend to overestimate our own ability to be able to be self-aware. And we overestimate it by a long shot. And I think sometimes women tend to overestimate it even more because we are naturally a little better at emotional intelligence than the male species is. But that still doesn't mean we're actually really good at it. And even as women, we overshoot by a lot. Here's one of the, a quote that I found about this very thing when I was studying this topic online. And it said, an assessment of 2 million workers done by TalentSmart found that only 36% of people are able to accurately identify their emotions as they happen. 36% of people are able to accurately identify their emotions as they happen. That's not a very high number at all. That means most of us, including you watching this, need to work on our emotional intelligence. You need constructive feedback to be able to look in the mirror and start identifying those emotions correctly. It's very rare that we can just do this on our own and identify them. You can't understand your own emotions or anybody else's emotions without having somebody who can give you some of that constructive criticism, somebody who can help you see hold that mirror up so that you can see correctly what is going on inside your mind, what is going on inside your heart, and the clues that your body might be giving you. And women leaders often need to learn from other women leaders who have been there, who have the receipts to prove that they have the skills and they can teach you the skills you need for emotional intelligence. So when you are looking for somebody to give you that feedback, that's what you need to be looking for. You're not looking for friends necessarily or family members to give you feedback on this. You need somebody who is not emotionally invested to be able to help you understand your emotions better. And honestly, this is the reason why we created our own leadership curriculum and coaching experiences, and we've been doing it for nearly a decade, because there's some major gaps in leadership training that develops women into mature, wise leaders from women who have been there, from women who have walked the walk and talked the talk, that have developed their own emotional intelligence and resilience and command respect in their arena. So if this topic resonates with you, if you're thinking, I need to stop letting my emotions hijack my leadership, here's your next step, okay? I want you to join us for the 3-day live experience, Fearless Feminine Leadership. It is designed to help you overcome your fear of seeming like a bitch, which totally happens, especially when we do not understand our own emotions, and not being respected as a woman in leadership. Women who have high emotional intelligence are respected in leadership. You can grab your spot right now for only $19 at our website, raymateam.com, RAYMATEAM.com, or you can find it on the notes in this video or in the comment section. Bottom line, stop letting your emotions hijack your leadership. Your emotional intelligence is going to make or break your ability to lead in high stress situations. And women with high EQ will become mature and respected leaders in their industry, no matter what the industry is, faster than those who don't. All right, so I'll talk to you again next week.